It is 6 o'clock. We will call the Tuesday, August 25th Faribault City Council meeting to order. First item is roll call.
Councilmember Barnes. Here. Ross.
Here.
Rowan.
Here.
Here.
Steele.
Here.
Here, and Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second item is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Van Sluis, second by Rowan. All those in favor of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed. Third is presentations, introductions. Tonight we have our recognition of values and actions honorees.
I'll go ahead and get started, Mayor, while you're walking, because our first person is not here tonight to be recognized for honesty, and that is Tim Ponchin. As Building Inspector 2, Tim serves as a point of contact for the public to ask questions related to residential building projects. When a resident was not happy that he could not attain a permit for what was planned, Tim sat down to better understand the project and look at all options available. Tim led by listening first, assuming goodwill, and treated this interaction as a chance to build trust. Tim has proven himself exceptional in having the ability to provide subject matter expertise, goodwill, and accountability. Not least of all, for everybody who knows Tim, Tim has the gift of using both listening and humor to de-escalate difficult conversations. So, as I said, he couldn't be here tonight, but we will get his sign at a later time. Up next, for the value of respect, we have the IT, Information Technology and Human Resources Department. In mid-June, a visually impaired resident came to City Hall and was outside trying to determine the best way to get into the building when Kevin Bushard, Al Twaits, and Ben Mueller pulled into the parking lot. Al immediately exited the vehicle to assist the resident, and ultimately Ben and Kevin helped her into the elevator and get to the second floor. Leanna Anderson was seen helping the resident exit the building. As you all know, to get here tonight, you can tell that there is a lot of construction around City Hall, and there has been for a little while now, and it's not easy for anyone to navigate, let alone somebody who is visually impaired and unable to find the typical markers that they might normally find. The members of the Human Resources and IT Department showed respect for this resident and used the opportunity to assist someone as a way to build trust with the city. Up next, we have Officers Calling and Noor. Officer Calling isn't here tonight, but Officer Noor is. Both officers took the time out of their day during a daytime shift this quarter and got caught playing basketball with some youngsters in the community. Both officers recognize the importance and impact they can have on youth in the community, and their dedication to building trust within the community should be commended. While many officers have done the same, these officers' interactions were recorded and shared on social media, I should say probably without their knowledge, which helped further humanize the department and its officers. So congratulations. Next up is Brad Fino for Visionary.
Brad tonight didn't want his speech read. I just want to say a few things about him. He's a great guy. He's our go-to guy. We're proud of him. He's a firefighter, hockey coach. He does everything.
And our final recognition tonight is for the value of accountability, and it's Detective Ali Philippi, who's not here tonight, and Sergeant Jeff Burbank. These two led the 2026 Safe Summer Kickoff. In its fourth year, this event has become a staple in our community and one our residents have truly embraced. The two coordinated meetings with community members, received donations from local businesses, and worked with police and administration to ensure this year's event was another resounding success. Detective Philippi and Sergeant Burbank believe in community engagement and have shown commitment to the Faribault Police Department's core values of community, integrity, honor, and courage. They remained accountable to the community by building on the department's community engagement efforts, drawing thousands of Faribault kids and families to the signature event.
Thank you to all the winners, and thanks for all the nominees we had. We always get this is new this year, and we've been getting lots of nominations. Our next item is approval of the minutes of August 12th and August 14th and August 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ross, second by Barnes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes are passed. Request to be heard, we have none. On to consent agenda items 6A through 6N. Does anybody have anything pulled that would like pulled? Or?
Mayor Spooner,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 6A through 6N.
Second.
Motion by Ross, second by Van Sluis to approve 6A through 6N. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Those are passed. Public hearings tonight, we have none. On to items for discussion. Item A, Resolution 2026-09. Approval of the IT services contract. Kevin Bouchard.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Tonight, what's before you is item Resolution 2026-209 to approve the IT services contract. This was discussed last week in work session. With that, we had our former provider that terminated their contract with the city, so we went out in search of another IT services contract. With that, we had several and there were two that provided quotes, and the one that we had chosen was On-Site Computers Incorporated for a co-managed services contract, which it actually turns out to be about $1,000 less per month. So our recommendation tonight is to approve the resolution 2026-209, approving the IT services contract with On-Site.
Any questions for staff? I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor Spooner,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-209.
Second.
Motion by Ross, second by Teal. All those in favor of the resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That is passed. On to ordinance 2026-11, city code and ordinance with salaries of our mayor and city council members.
Yes, this is the second and final reading of an ordinance to adjust the salaries of mayor and council members by $1,000 for each position, effective January 1 of 2027, as long as you complete this tonight, and then the summary publication as well. This will go in effect for the next election. That was kind of the requirement to meet, was it had to be done before the November election in order to be effective for 2027.
And just for clarification, that's $1,000 per year, not per month.
Correct, correct.
Mayor
What a
Spooner,
bad, but no.
Mayor Spooner.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-11.
Second.
Motion by Ross, second by Van Sluis on ordinance 2026. And this is a roll.
Councilmember Barnes.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Rowan.
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Teal.
Aye.
Mayor Spooner.
Aye. That is passed. Ordinance 2026-11 summary publication.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Van Sluis, second, I believe, by Barnes. All those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
aye. All opposed. That is passed. Item C, Quigley -3 13th Street Northwest. We have several items on this. Planning Manager Harry Davis.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, Council. So the project in front of you, the owner of the property has submitted, Shane Quiggle. It's for his property at 330 13th Street Northwest. It's a slew of different requests. There's technically two for the conditional use permit, which is for an ADU, and then to increase the size of that ADU. And make sure you all can.
Was up and then it dropped out.
Can you email me what you have real quick?
It's actually in the agenda file, the folder. Here we go. Next slide, please. Okay. So as I was saying, the conditional use permit actually has two requests inside of it. So the first is for the actual ADU or the accessory dwelling unit itself. And then the second request is for a 25% increase. And then the variances, there are actually quite a few of these. So the first variance is for impervious surface coverage. So this property actually does fall within our shoreland overlay district. It's close enough to the lake within 1,000 feet. So the impervious surface coverage is a very typical request for properties that are within a shoreland area. There's also a request for separated utilities. Our ordinance requires that utilities be combined for an accessory dwelling unit and a principal structure. The third variance request in front of you is to go well above the 25% increase that was allowed within the conditional use permit. The next variance after that would be the accessory use beyond the total limit. If you recall, recently we did increase our accessory structure ordinance to allow up to 1,200 square feet. So this would in total be somewhere around 2,210 square feet. And then the accessory use being more than the principal use. So the existing home on the property is about 1,171 square feet. So this would be well above that in terms of accessory use on the property. Here's the property in relation to different parts of Faribault, so just north of downtown. And as you can see, this property fits within a neighborhood. Of course, there is Genio nearby, but it's largely single, and I believe there's a handful of duplex residences within the neighborhood. And I stole my own thunder, here's a little bit more of a breakdown in terms of the requests in front of you. And then a variance table just to make it very clear what the exact variance amount is being requested. So the property was originally two properties. One of these properties that is involved in this project actually is required by state law to be combined with the other because it's too small. So the applicant, instead of going for a single-family home on what would be a property by itself, the applicant elected to go the ADU route. That was with some coaching from staff. And so the applicant has provided this ADU on the property where the first floor would be to house the applicant's aging parents, one that is within a wheelchair or about to be 100% confined to a wheelchair. So the applicant, that's really the impetus for this application, is to facilitate having a suite on site where the applicant can take care of their aging parents. There's a second floor, which on the diagrams show a game and media room. There is some discussion about taking that room and making it into an additional suite for a caretaker. So we're looking at it kind of from both sides there. The applicant has done a really good job in terms of addressing how the building looks from the outside and trying to fit it in within the character of the neighborhood. They have provided this deck on the front, which would provide some outdoor gathering space on the property. In terms of the conditional use permit, staff didn't see any issues. Planning Commission didn't see any issues. For the variances, staff did support the impervious surface, the separate utilities, and the ADU size above the 25% allowed in the conditional use permit. The DNR did also support the impervious surface coverage. They saw it as a very small, minor request in the grand scheme of things. Planning Commission did ultimately support all of the requests in front of you, and so they did provide some direction to city staff on approving the accessory structure size as well as its relation to the principal structure. There were some aspects of that would be challenging, I think, if we were challenged on it in a legal setting. So staff did modify those in order to help be a little bit more supported from the legal side of things. In terms of staff's unwillingness to support two of the variances, specifically the accessory use up to 2,210 square feet, and then the accessory use being larger than the principal structure. In terms of how variances work, we determined that there's no clear practical difficulty for requesting that second floor. There's really no requirement with an ADU that there has to be a caretaker suite. And really, in reality, it does make the property very different from the rest of the properties in that neighborhood, significantly larger in terms of ADU and just general living space provided on the property. But Planning Commission did recommend in favor of all the resolutions in front of you, and so staff presents that with the Planning Commission recommendation. So the first one would be for the conditional use permit. The second would be for the impervious surface and separated utilities. The third would be for the ADU size. And then the fourth would be for the accessory structure area and being more than the principal structure. And with that, I'm happy to take questions.
Questions for staff, Mr. Ross?
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, Mr. Davis, into the future, we and more importantly, the owners of the property, they don't have to be concerned about the event of the caretaker eventually moving out. If there's I'm just going to call it an apartment on the second level or whatever, they're not going to have to modify anything or change anything. I mean, they can go ahead and, this will be continued into perpetuity. Is that correct?
Councilmember Ross, can you explain just a little bit more what you mean or sort of what you're getting at?
Well, it seems like the reason for it is today is a caretaker. And I just want to make sure that when there's no longer a need for a caretaker or circumstances changes, that everything can continue you know, moving forward. It almost seems like they're setting up a separate apartment, which I think is just great. That's fine. I want to make sure that second place isn't taken away from them in the future. Does that make sense?
Sure, yes. Mr. Mayor, I think the way that I would answer that is that our ordinance actually really doesn't allow two ADUs. And so from staff's perspective, we would be setting up a very strange precedent that our ordinance does not allow for in order to allow what would end up being one unit on the first floor and then a second unit on the second floor of an accessory structure. Right now, the ordinance really allows just one accessory dwelling unit. And so in terms of how the Planning Commission recommended and the applicant has been willing to move forward with it, and I do apologize that I didn't have the updated drawings in here, but the applicant has provided some stairs between the first and the second floor in order to make those more of a connected unit. So in essence, to answer that, the second floor is more of a semi-autonomous bedroom within the larger ADU. And from staff's point of view, we think that we can follow that a little bit more.
Is the plan to have both stairways, an exterior stairway and an interior?
As provided by the applicant, yes, yeah,
Okay.
that is the intent.
And this is a separate I'm sorry. This is a separate building, correct? It's not an addition to the house. So that's what makes it the ADU?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I think that answers all my questions. Now, the last one, I want to make sure, whenever staff makes a motion, or makes a recommendation to deny something, sometimes these resolutions are written backwards. So what exactly, if we approve this, are we approving, are we going with the staff's recommendation of denial, or are we going with the Planning Commission's recommendation of approval?
Sure. And Mr. Mayor, I do apologize if there's any confusion elsewhere within the council on this, and I tried to make this as clear as I could, but what you have in front of you is what Planning Commission recommended. So Planning Commission recommended in favor of all of the resolutions. So that includes all of the variances and the conditional use permit requests. So by approving the resolution, you would be approving the variance.
Okay. Is the owner or the applicant here tonight?
I believe that they are. I haven't looked behind me in a while, so I apologize.
Mayor, would it be acceptable
We're
to
gonna get to that.
hear that it's
Yeah.
what he's requesting or she's requesting?
Go ahead. If you'd like to come up and talk.
I just want to make sure that what we're approving is what the applicant has requested, I guess. Because it seems like all the boxes were checked with the Planning Commission, the DNR and everything. I'm just stumbling over this one issue of the staff's recommendation of denial, and I want to make sure that we're on the right page here.
Hello, my name is Shane Quiggle, and first I would really like to thank staff again. They did a great job helping me through this arduous task. It was a lot of work, so to figure out. Ultimately, I won't put my dad in a home. Whatever I got to do, however I got to do it, that's it. So tried to work with them. They've worked with me. It's been a lot of planning and talking, so.
No, but as it's written here, we're approving everything you are
That's
requesting.
My understanding, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. No more questions, Mayor.
All right, any other questions? Thank you very much for speaking. Seeing that, we're gonna start.
Mayor Spooner,
Yes.
make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-245.
Second.
Motion by Teal, second by Ross on resolution 2026-5. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's passes. On to the next one.
Mayor Spooner,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-246.
I'll second.
Motion by Van Sluis, second by Roan on resolution 2026-246. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That too is passed. The next one.
Mayor Spooner,
Yes.
make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-247.
Second.
Motion by Roan, second by Teal on resolution 2026-247, signify by saying aye. All opposed? That too is passed.
Mayor Spooner.
Yes.
I make a motion to pass Resolution 2026-248.
Second.
Motion by Barnes, second by Teal on resolution 2026-248. Aye. All opposed? They are all passed. Thank you very much. On item D, Bagley Avenue addition, 17575 38th Street Northwest. Once again, Harry Davis.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. And thank you again, Jessica, and I apologize. I will do a better job of asking you to change the slide. So the project in front of you is the Bagley addition. Quite a few different requests in here. It's technically by the applicant, which is Scannell Properties, but with the consent of the property owners, Greg and Julie Fisher. There are a few proposals in front of you tonight. Zoning map amendment to change the property to I-1 or light industrial, preliminary and final plat to make the property developable, and then a variance for a dead-end street over a certain length. And next slide, please. In terms of its location within Faribault, it's on the other side of 35. It's actually just south of Aldi. Next slide, please. And so it's actually this property here, if it's the only property that's zoned TUD or transitional urban development in this area. Everything else has been zoned a industrial zoning. So it's kind of, one would say maybe the last property to develop or to be considered for development. Next slide, please. So in terms of the zoning map amendment, it's to go from TUD or transitional urban development to I-1 light industrial. For the preliminary and final plat, it would actually be to create two parcels at the end of the day from one. One parcel will be closer to Bagley Avenue. It'll be right at the corner there, and that's a future expansion or a potential second business being located in this area. The other property, which is a little bit farther back, would be the intended development of the applicant. And then the variance in front of you would be to allow a 1,265-foot dead-end road with a cul-de-sac on it. Next slide, please. So this is the property in question. So lot 1 is the intended property to develop. The intended land use is a warehousing distribution facility. Lot 2, which would, under current conditions, contain the existing residential home, is proposed to change somewhat in the future and to become either an expansion area for the Lot 1 business or to become a second business in this area. So further building out this intended industrial area within Faribault. Next slide, please. So this is the variance. It'll be, and I do apologize, the arrow should have gone all the way over to the right, but that would be the full 1,265 feet. You can see a diagram of what that road extension would look like in the bottom right. This is sort of as foretold in a previous city council work session. In terms of the zoning map amendment, next slide, please. Thank you. So the I-1 is compatible with the other properties nearby. It would be, in that case, all industrially zoned properties. This is how it was intended per our comprehensive plan. For the preliminary and final plat, it does meet our requirements for zoning the comprehensive plan. The variance, there is a practical difficulty established here. It's a existing right-of-way, and so the applicant is really just trying to build out that frontage. There's a lot of opportunity in order to create a connection going south. And so really at the end of it, there's really, no future need for this dead end variance. It's more of a stopgap within our current ordinances. Planning Commission did unanimously support these requests. There were no comments during the public hearing portion. So staff and Planning Commission support the requests. The first in front of you is for the ordinance, which would be the first reading of that, and that would approve the change from TUD to I-1. Thank you for changing the slide. City Council, the second one would be for Resolution 2026-249, which would be for the preliminary and final plats. And then the last one, Resolution 2026-250, would be for the variance. So with that, I'm happy to take questions.
Any questions for staff?
Mayor Spooner, I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-12.
Motion by Van Sluis, second by Barnes on ordinance 2026-12. This is a roll call.
Councilmember Barnes.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Rowan.
Aye.
Van Sluis.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Mayor Spooner.
Aye, that's passed. On to resolution.
Mayor Spooner. I make a resolution to approve Resolution 2026-249.
Second.
Motion by Teal, second by Ross on resolution 2026-249. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The resolution is passed. On to the
Mayor
next.
Spooner.
Yes, Barnes.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-250.
Second.
By Barnes, second by Van Sluis.
Aye.
All opposed? It also is passed. Resolution 2026-257, declaring a council vacancy. Jessica Kinzer.
Yes, as you all are aware, Councilmember Adama Dumboya submitted his resignation late last evening, and so this resolution basically accepts that resignation and then declares a vacancy. Section 2.05 of our charter says that if there's less than 2 years of a term, of which we're in a matter of months left on the term, as Dumboya was not running for his city council seat again, that there is an appointment process. I have put this on the September 1st work session for further discussion. But we do have our city attorney here tonight if there's any questions that you have about the vacancy process.
This time I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor Spooner. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-257.
Second.
Motion by Ross, second by Van Sluis. 257, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That is passed. On to item 9, bids. Resolution 2026-253, accepting the bid. Citywide tree removal.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. Before you tonight is a resolution to accept the bids for our citywide tree removal program. A reminder, this is the non-grant funded one. So these are the tree removals that we now have bid prices for. Pending award of a contract, we will send out consent assessment agreements to the property owners who signed up for this program with the cost for their trees to be removed. They'll have 2 weeks to return those consent assessment agreements, and then whatever we get back, we then give over to the contractor. We move forward with removing those trees. And again, this is just tree removal, not stump removal, and 100% of the costs are assessed back to the property owners. On August 19th, we opened bids. We did receive 3 bids, but after reviewing the bids, one of the bids was deemed to be non-responsible due to inaccurate bid submittal documents. With that, we remained with 2 responsible bidders, and the low bid coming in from Cars Tree Service at $180,981. Have reviewed the bids with the city attorney, and at his recommendation, again, we are moving forward with Cars as the lowest responsible bidder. With that, I'll take any questions, but this is very similar to last year's program, and we are asking for approval of Resolution 2026-253.
Thank you, Mayor. Will the homeowners have to remove the stumps, or can they just leave them there forever?
There's no ordinance requiring them to be removed unless they would become a nuisance problem, you know, should they rot in the right of way and cause a road to sink or something like that, but we don't.
Thank you. Thank you. No more questions, Mayor.
Mr. Duchesne, there was a bid that was kicked out. Would we like to speak from
I haven't seen anybody, Mayor.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor Spooner. Yes. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-253.
Second?
Motion by Ross, second by Barnes. By saying aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? That motion is passed. On to Resolution 2026-255, Viaduct Park Lighting.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. On August 20th, we opened quotes for the lighting of the pre-engineered metal building structure down at Viaduct Park on the north side of the existing building there. Because of the expected value of the work, we were able to just do quotes and not have to go through the whole sealed bid process. We worked with 3 electricians who have been involved in the project down there in some form or another, or had a relationship with some of the other contractors down there. We did receive 3 bids from all 3 companies that we solicited quotes from. The low bid coming from Cedar Lake Electric at $42,350. It should be noted that this does not include the actual lights. The fixtures themselves we will be purchasing as an owner-supplied material. We worked with this design package with the same vendor who did the lighting for the water tower. So he was able to save us some substantial dollars by purchasing, by quoting the materials, the lights, the fixtures through a couple of his vendors, saving us some money and some markup on the light fixtures. But this contract would be for all the wiring, the conduit, the installation of all that. So with that, we are recommending award to Cedar Lake Electric per Resolution 2026-255.
All right, any questions for staff?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a slight question here now. When the product, the lights, are coming from one vendor and the labor for the installation and everything is coming from, how does the warranty work on that?
We'll get full manufacturer's warranty on the products. So I didn't put together this bid package, so I can't recall specifically if there was specific language about warranty and whatnot, but the lighting consultant that we're working with has assured us that these products are.
You're confident it will
Yeah.
be covered. Okay, thank you. No more questions, Mayor.
Anyone else?
Mayor Spooner? I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-255.
Second.
Motion by Barnes, second by Van Sluis on Resolution.
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, me. The unofficial sign for boards, commissions, reports.
I have one. Paradise Center for the Arts will be hosting music trivia this Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. It's $25 a piece, or a team of 4 for $100. This is the second time they're hosting it, and it is a lot of fun. So come out and get some prizes.
Just as a reminder, September 9th will be our next council chat, and we're kind of doing it as a open office hours theme in Central Park at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, September 9th. So no planned talking, just come, or talking points, just come and chat.
Anything else? This time I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Barnes, second by Ross to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
aye. We are in adjournment. We are going next door.